Welcome to my welcome to another edition of Warm to Word. Let's look into Jeremiah. Um, it says in this verse, Jeremiah 52. Verse, if I'm right, 22, chapter 22, 52, verse 12. Now, in the 5th month, on the 10th day of the month, which was the 19th year of King Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, who served the king of Babylon, came to Jerusalem. He burned the house of the Lord and the king's house, all the houses of Jerusalem, that is, all the houses of the great, he burned with fire. And all the army of the Chaldeans who were with the captain of the guard broke down all the walls of Jerusalem all around. But Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, carried away captive some of the poor, the rest of the people who remained in the city, the defectors who had deserted to the king of Babylon, and the rest of the craftsmen. But Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, left some of the poor of the land as vine dressers and farmers. Let's stop here. Lord, bless the word in my mind, in my soul, in my mouth, that those that will hear this would be able to have some food and insight for their sustenance in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. I think first thing that has come to my mind is, I'm going to be very short here, is the destruction that has befallen Jerusalem. And it is not something that would come as a surprise to anyone, that Jerusalem, Israel, is the place where the people of God reside, the nation that God has claimed as his own. And it will not come as a surprise that many people, even when this destruction was taking place, would have had some kind of belief that nothing bad will come to them because they are the nation that God has chosen. But this is an error in the way that we think sometimes, because we think or we know that God's eye is upon us, that God's eye is merciful and trained upon us, and his desires for us, like he says in the word, for good things to happen to us, we automatically assume that it means that no matter what we do, no matter what disobedience that we affect, no matter the circumstances, that no destruction will come to us. And that is wrong. That is clearly wrong. We can see from the structure here that something has happened. I'm not going to go into it, but a decisive destruction has come upon Israel, upon Jerusalem. And if you look at it from, I'm believing that the people who were there at the time, if they looked at it from the face value, from what they were seeing, it would seem like all has been lost. But we know that as this story continues, that God comes back, and not in a sense of coming, he had left, but in the future he shows that he comes to rescue his people. And this is the message I want to give out, the very short one, that what we see with our eyes is not a reflection of what is to come. It's not a reflection of what it really is in God's eyes in reality. Because as I believe, and I want you to believe as well, that reality is not what it seems like in our own eyes. Reality is what it is in God's eyes, and that's the message that we should always take, going into any turbulence, going into any storm. That reality is not what we think it is or how it looks, but how it is in God's eyes. And remember, God is a God of time. He is timeless. He knows all, he understands all, and he can see all. Use that uh, as a comfort when you're going through hard times. And remember that joy is something that we should have throughout our life. It says rejoice always, and I'll break that rejoice into rejoy, like you have reply, rejoy, which means do something in response to or do something over. And in this sense, you're rejoicing. Keep on rejoicing. Keep on adding joy to your life like a fuel. Let joy be a fuel that you keep on filling into your life. Have a blessed week in the mighty name of Jesus Christ.